But here, on the very rim of known space, justice is a long way away.
I hope the microphone didn't pick up that big old gulp I just made. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Space Game Junkie podcast. I, as always, am your co-host, Brian. Our co-host, Spaz, is not feeling well today. We all send our good healing vibes in the hopes that he feels better soon. But also, so joining us is your co-host, Julie.
Hi, I'm stuck in a time warp back to the early 1960s.
Oh God, that 60s were a weird.
Along with the rest of the country.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
great.
I don't think you're alone there.
No, it's not great. Also joining us is your co-host, Thorsten.
Hello from Springy, Germany.
Oh, is it nice there right now?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Your co-host, Jacob.
I live.
Right? Barely. And your co-host, David.
Reporting from the icy cold Scandinavia. Well, spring hasn't quite come here.
Oh, is it on time? Is it late? I don't know how spring works over there.
It should be here by now, I think. We had 7 degrees Celsius plus and heavy wind this morning when I were out on my walk, so not very pleasant weather.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It snowed here yesterday.
What? Oh God. I remember when I lived in Pennsylvania that it would snow in April and we were all like, what the fudge? Caught myself. So friends, we're just going to keep it low key today. We're going to have a check-in. We haven't done one of these in a while for various reasons. And if you're unaware, we do this every so often as like a mental health check-in. We talk about how we're doing. We talk about what we're playing. It's good to vent, and it's good to get people listening. And in the chat, folks, you're more than welcome to tell us how you're doing and also what you're playing. And I will start. I'm a little embarrassed to admit this, but the game that has taken over my soul for the last month and a half or so is Diablo Immortal. And no one is more surprised by this than me. Now, I will admit, ARPGs are like maybe my third favorite genre of video games behind space.
You are going to have to explain yourself,
Well,
I'm afraid.
Hang on. So I got a gaming tablet a couple of months ago. And it's a lovely Lenovo, about 9-inch tablet. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful tablet. I run everything from DOS to PlayStation to Dreamcast games on it. It's great. And so I'm like, I'm going to be gaming on this. I started looking up ARPGs because Titan Quest is on the thing and everything. And I'm like, you know what? I like the Diablo games. I like all the Diablo games. And this one got a bad rap. But I'm like, you know what? It doesn't cost me anything. I'll give it a try. It's actually quite good. It's got, I mean, the story is ridiculous, but that's Diablo. All their stories are, I feel like the stories get more ridiculous as they go. Especially 3. Whoa. But Diablo Immortal is actually really fun. It's satisfying. I haven't paid a cent for it. By the way, there's a good deal of monetization, but I haven't paid a cent for it. And I've gotten at least a few dozen hours out of it so far. And I'm still deep in the story, but there's a lot of side stuff to do. There's a lot to do in the game. And I've only played one class. But the combat is really visceral and satisfying. It's weighty. And there are a lot of fun skills and a lot of ways to improve your character. So I am honestly surprised because I know it got a lot of crap when it came out. Like, don't you all have phones and all this crap? But I'm like, it was free. I'll try it. Why not? And it's actually a really good ARPG and it's got really good touch controls. Got decent, I mean, it's Blizzard, so they could afford decent good acting. The character I'm playing sounds like very Jason Statham-y, which is a good thing because I'm a big Jason Statham fan. But it's actually, if you like ARPGs, It's a really good RPG. Now, I don't know if I'd recommend this on a phone. I tried it on my phone a while back. I don't like gaming on my phone. It's like too small. It's too tiny. But gaming on a tablet, it's absolutely wonderful. And I recorded this on my tablet. The tablet has a lot of extra functions, like when you're gaming. Like one of my favorite functions, it's got a thing called pass-through charging, where if you're gaming and you plug it in, you could have the energy go right to the unit and not the battery. So it puts less wear on the battery and also keeps the tablet cooler, which is just wonderful. And it also has it also has 2 USB ports, so you can charge it and plug some headphones in while you're doing it if you want to. Wonderful tablet. If you got $400 lying around, I highly recommend it. I've honestly been playing more on this tablet than my PC in the last few months since I got it, because there are so many good games for these tablets. So many good games. Like the guy who made Strike Fighters, he's doing a mobile Strike Fighters now. It's actually really good. It's like really, really nice bite-sized flight simming. Like each mission is like 5 minutes, but you get some good dogfighting and some good ground pounding in there. It's great. But yeah, Diablo Immortal, it's like surprisingly good. I am very surprised. And going back to Jason Statham a minute, if you all haven't seen Spy, there's a scene in Spy where he basically makes fun of himself, and it's one of the funniest things in the world. It's also a great movie, but Jason Statham is hilarious in it, so I would recommend that. And how I'm doing, I have not been sleeping well lately because of all the crap going on. I'm going to be honest. I'm trying to take it day by day. I'm trying, but I literally lay up at night thinking worrying about what's coming, because so much has happened, so much is happening, and it's just getting worse and worse by the day. And I know, again, all I can do is try and keep my family safe and everything. I mean, there's only so much I as a person can do, but at the same time, I feel so helpless. Flowing down this torrent of history, as it were. I feel like I'm, stuck in the rapids without a life jacket. And it's kind of terrifying. So, mental health wise, not the greatest. I've been in darker places, but right now, I'm worried about the world more than myself. And it's kind of a scary time. And I'm a straight white guy, and it's a scary time. So imagine how other groups of people feel. Dear Lord. But yeah, so that's primarily what I've been playing, is Diablo Immortal. It's really, if you have a tablet, I think you can also play it on PC, I think. I think you can, but I've been playing on a tablet. It's a great mobile game. It's a really great mobile game. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. Julie, what about you? What have you been playing and how are you doing?
Well, I will try and put it this way so nobody gets so depressed they want to hang themselves. First off, whenever I leave the house, there's a target on my back. Other than that, I'm a federal employee. And if you want to know how I'm doing, Google the words Trump federal employee, and I'm at the center of all the horrors that you will see there. Other than that, it's like sleep. What's that? But usually that's like PTSD nightmares. Hey, I don't scream anymore. But gaming wise, and first I will preface this by saying I have an extremely high stress job. So once I'm off for the day, the last thing I want to do is sit there and think about a game like X4. Let's see, what economic thing do I want to do here? And I said, I need something that's absolutely mindless for that particular moment in time. So I'm going to pass a virtual barf bag to Brian and say I indulge in Minecraft. And usually what I do in
no, man, I have no problem with Minecraft with other people playing it. I mean, if that's your thing.
The deal is, though, is most people say, oh, well, I'm going to build this. I'm going to build, the Taj Mahal. All I do is build railroads and subways.
You can do that?
Yes, I link towns. I protect the towns because I've had so many people say, oh, hi, Julie, you're a great person. See you later, but maybe never again. I've had a lot of that in my life. I've got a few good friends I hold on to from dear life. Oh, dear God, I got to go to the bathroom. Let me go now and then. But I put I put big walls around all the villages. Then I connect them with railroads and subways. And so it's a way of virtually exploring, and a lot of the big things to discover in Minecraft are above ground, they're below ground. And things like abandoned mines, old temples, things like that. Other than that, once I've kind of like on Wednesday, it's like, oh my God, I can breathe heavy. I can breathe finally, until the next hate mail comes from Washington. I can say, hey, I think I want to earn the Uber Shep of Uberness because I don't know. I've mentioned Richard Bartle before, but if you don't remember who Dr. Richard Bartle is, he's the one who invented multi-user dungeons along with Roy Trebshaw. So if you're a gamer, say thank you, Roy Trebshaw and Richard Bartle, because there wouldn't be one without him. He said he recently wrote this long article about playing Star Trek Online. And he said, the thing is, nobody talks to anybody else. And that's absolutely true. And I have been watching with Fran, and we got one more episode to go, Sword Art Online. And what strikes me about that show that I really love is the camaraderie between all the characters. And when I first, back when the virtual worlds were young and dinosaurs roamed the earth, they said, I'm not playing MMO. That's great. You get to play Team Online or World of Warcraft. What else? No, that's it. Oh, EverQuest 1 was out then too. We had this group I was part of, primarily Australians. And the matron of this group was the nicest, sweetest person you ever want to meet. Her name was Jondra. She was such a nice person. She made Mr. Fred Rogers look acerbic. Just a wonderful person. And she made everybody feel welcome, talk to everybody. Hey, you need to talk about whatever, I'm right here. And if you needed help, it's like, hey, I'll help you. And then one day, Jondra stopped showing up. And we started to get worried about her. And her daughter comes in and said, well, Mom didn't tell anybody she had cancer. And a little bit after that, apparently another character named Snowball, they found him dead in his car. And I'm telling you all this to say, what I miss most about gaming, and I got a group, we play MMOs on Sunday nights usually, when everybody shows up. But what I have not had in any game I have played for at least 10 years is this sense of camaraderie. I have a friend, more like an acquaintance. I see him like once or twice a year in person. He says an MMO is a single player. It's like a multiplayer game you play by yourself. And he's right. That's what it has become. And I really miss that. And I haven't found a substitute. Thank God my sister is my life hero. You'd probably find me hanging in the corner. Because of all the stress. And gaming for me it's like a release from the extreme stress. I mean, imagine where you just read the news, and I won't say I'm at the center of all of it, but a lot of the crises in the government we are, and it comes to get us every day. And so thank God there is gaming. Thank God my sister's there in my life. Otherwise, I'd be in a hell of a place. because there was a time in my life, and the only way anybody knew I was dead was when the body started to stink out in the hallway. And and we're not related by blood. She's still my sister. But I met her one day when I said, lowest point in my life, I said, I can't handle anymore. I need to get out. And I said, okay, what's my biggest interest? I love Star Trek. I said, I'm going to join this Star Trek group. She was the webmaster for a grand total of 1 week. During that week, I messaged her. And when I reached the lowest point in my life, and I said, look, I'm ready to just off myself. A friend of mine has a scrap of paper that she said, call me if you're ever in dire straits. In the bottom of, she lives hours away, and a little scrap of paper, and I had this phone number, and I called it, and she said, go over to this person's house you met once before. She took my keys, she kept me. 25 years later, I'm still here. And I own part of the house thanks to the generosity of her brother and father who paid for the house. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to afford the place I'm living in. So, my best advice to you, everybody, is if you've got a tough life, and I know everybody does right now, because right now in America, we are thrust back to the early 1960s. I deal every day with, we don't want you kind of people in my neighborhood. And it just rips my heart out. And I deal with, we don't want your kind. You have to use the little funny looking girls only bathroom. But on the other hand, it's like someone told me, is they don't feel you're alone, because there are a lot of people out there who protest. And my doctor said, did you see all the people in Chicago yesterday? And I said, no, what was it? She said, it was thousands of people shoulder to shoulder demonstrating against how everybody is being treated.
Yep.
And I said, because you're not, if you feel like you're alone, you're not. There's a lot of people who are sick of it and said, look, this is it. And, when they said, oh, you're going to retire? And I said, the only way I'm leaving is at gunpoint. I'll retire if you force me to. Other than that, I'm here. I was here when you got here. I'll be here when you leave. So if you got good friends, hold on to them with both hands, friends. And, yes, I've been playing Minecraft and Star Trek Online, The Pursuit of the Uber Ship of Uberness. And if anybody wants to play Star Trek, I am still in sole possession of Space Game Junkie Fleet, and I have declared myself Lord High Admiral.
By default.
I would. If you could skip the away team missions and just do space stuff in Star Trek Online, I would be all over it.
You can.
You what? No, you can't. What?
Yes, you can. You don't have to do the ground missions. Ignore them. Just go out and do the TFOs. Only the ones that say outer space on it.
You can do that?
Hell yes.
Not for the campaign.
Oh.
You can ignore the campaign, but you can do what a lot of people like me do. I said, oh, I'm on, and I'm just going to fly these outer space TFOs and have a great time. And work your way up where you can fly the elite ones.
What's a TFO?
An instant
basically a raid
space. Yeah, like imagine only always in space, and it lasts maybe 10, 15 minutes long at a time. So you can log on when you want, have a space game, space combat where you beat the snot out of the Borg and or whoever, and log off. And if you want to go back in, I'll make you Lord High Admiral.
No. I do not. No, I don't want that responsibility. I mean, I got no problem with Minecraft with other people playing it. It's just not for me, man.
So that's my thing. My dad, when he was alive, was a mile railroader, and his hands shook really bad, and I don't know why. I never did ask him. I was embarrassed to.
Oh.
But my grandfather said, he had all these wonderful, really intricate mile railroads. And when I played this game, I built these little subways in Minecraft, and I think, Dad would be proud.
Do you play other railroad games like Railroad Tycoon or?
No, that's just That's kind of the rest.
You just want to focus. You just want to focus on the building. You don't want any like economics or
just
anything.
focus on the building. No, but other than that, it's games like primarily I play action space games. Like I said, Star Trek on Star Trek. Every now and then, on Sundays we indulge in some Final Fantasy dungeon running. Fran has us back to doing that because we've been watching Sword Art Online, and she said, "Hey, I gotta have some Sword Art Online."
Isn't that a game? Isn't Sword Art?
Sword Art. There are some Sword Art Onlines that are all in Japanese. They've got subtitles, but they're all in Japanese. And I said, they're all on Switch. And I said, I've got an extra Switch. I said, if you want to play the game, you can have the Switch, and I'll buy the games for you. But they're all in Japanese. They've never been dubbed. And so there they are. Yes, you can play Sword Art Online. It's not online. It's a single player game. It's called Sword Art Online, but it's like
that's
all
confusing.
single player.
I think I might own one
because
of them. I think I might own one of them on the Switch. What was that, Jacob?
I wanted to say because Sword Art Online originally is an anime about people stuck in an MMO because stuff. So the idea is that Sword Art Online is the game they're playing, but it gets meta. It gets a couple of layers of meta at some point.
They should just call
They're stuck in it and you can't get out because for one reason or other, if you try and leave, you'll die.
They should call the game Sword Art Online Offline. I mean, that would be a lot clearer, I think. And
grammatically so, yeah.
I think some of them, what they are, be like Sword Art hyphen and then whatever the Guns A-Blazing, whatever. They're not all swords and sorcery games. There's one long series of anime where they're about gun battles.
Okay. You sound like you're really going through the ringer, Julie. More than some of us. So.
And I know, and this I will point out that I'm going to plant my tongue firmly in my cheek and say the worst thing about the tariffs is the fact that it's delaying the Nintendo Switch 2. Yes, if Baz out there, I know that's really not the worst thing. One of the worst things is for us, at least here locally, 3 bags of groceries without dairy or meat cost $200.
And now they want to put tariffs on medicine, which is great.
Yeah, that's great. Without my medicine, I'm dead, and so is my sister.
Well, he just put not to get into this again real quick, he just put a pause on tariffs again. Because that's what he does. He creates a problem and then, quote unquote, solves it and wants to take credit for, quote unquote, solving it. Such a idiot. Okay. Moving on from that. Thorsten, how are you doing and what are you playing?
Okay, I'm starting with what I'm playing with. First, I played Void Bastards, the precursor to Wild Bastards, and did several playthroughs. I simply like those roguelite FPS games. It's my go-to game if I don't have anything else. The next one I did play a lot was Vietnam 65 because I want to be a bit prepared for the next game that Dev will publish, and that is about Northern Ireland.
Yeah,
I think it's called Northern Ireland 85 or something.
Something like that. It just came out yesterday, actually. I bought it.
Okay.
I bought it, and then I started it. I haven't played any of his games. I bought it, and I started. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? And then some friends were like, you should play Vietnam first. I'm like, oh, all right. So I'm going to go back and play that Vietnam game that you just mentioned.
Yeah, Vietnam 65 is probably the best game to start with this dev's games, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
Then I played a lot of Scavenger as before again. Because, I know you don't like it.
No, let me be clear.
Let
me be clear. I like it. It's an amazing game. It's a fantastic game that I will never fucking play again. That's why I make that sound, because it makes my skin crawl. But it is an amazing game that I have nothing but respect for. Let me be clear on that. It is an amazing. Stop it. Stop
it. Brian, listen. There's a simple thing. From the 8 playthroughs I made over the past weeks, I had one time the alien on board. All the other games, I didn't have any contact with the alien.
So what we're gathering is Brian got shit luck.
I got
right.
I made the RNG gods upset somehow, and they punished me for whatever I had done, which I don't know what I had done, but they punished me for something.
Yeah, it was a bit sad because seriously, I wanted to play No Man's Sky, and I was really hyped for the new update, and it refused to work. Okay, in the meantime, it does work by now, but now I'm not motivated anymore.
Wait. You did get it working, thankfully. You got it working, but now you just don't. You've moved on, basically.
Yeah, I moved on.
That's funny. I'm glad you got it working, though. Wait. Sorry. What was the problem?
I still don't know what the problem was.
Oh.
Hello Game didn't even mention what the problem was. It suddenly did work again. Okay.
Take those.
Jacob, I don't know what was the problem. I only know that a lot of other players had the same problem. That's the only thing I know. And I didn't see an update or something else. It just worked again. Okay. Moving on to the next. I've played Sid Meier's Ace Patrol again a lot.
Yeah. I've never actually played those.
And then I did see that a certain member of this server played Sid Meier's Starships this week, and I reinstalled it, and I don't mention who it was.
It was me.
Yeah. Okay.
It was me.
And I stopped playing.
Why?
Okay, so on one of my forums,
we
were talking about this other quick playing 4X space game that came out. I don't remember the name of it. I asked for a key, but I haven't gotten one. So the starships came up. Sid Meier's Starship came up. And I remember when I first played it, I was like, what the fuck is this? But now I've gotten older and I realize it's not trying to be directly a 4X. It's basically a board game. I had a little more fun with it. Like, it still gets tedious after a while, but for a little while I was kind of enjoying it until I didn't. But I'm not mad at it. For a while I was mad at it. Like, what the hell, Sid Meier? What are you making here? But now I'm like, oh, I see what you're going for. It's fine. It's not my thing, but I think you accomplished what you set out to accomplish. So that's good.
I played it like a decade ago and thought it was okay-ish, maybe?
Yeah. It's not terrific. It's not great. But it's not like it's not going to set the world on fire. No.
Yeah, it was this weird tie-in game with the worst Alpha Centauri, with Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth, which was again.
Was it a tie-in with Beyond Earth? I didn't know that.
Yes,
they called it tie-in.
Yes, it is directly a tie-in sequel thing to Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth. Both games being notorious for being
just terrifically mediocre.
Utterly mediocre across the board.
But I never played the flight games. Ace, what was it? Ace Pilot?
Ace Patrol 1 and 2.
Ace Patrol. Yeah, I never played those. Patrol. Yeah, I never played those. I heard they were good, though.
No. Yes, they weren't as bad as Starships, in my opinion. Let's put it that way.
Now, I'm gonna ask you: have you played the old Avalon Hill games, Over the Reich and Achtung Spitfire? Have you played those?
Of course I did.
Hey, I don't want to assume. I figured you had, but I didn't want to assume. Are they on the same level as those? Because those are like, to me,
oh no,
top of the top.
No.
Those are, folks. If you haven't played Over the Reich or Achtung Spitfire, they are maybe the best turn-based flight combat games you will find on the computer. They are amazing.
Yeah. But Ace Patrol is much more approachable. Much more.
That's true. They're very 90s, so they're not the most approachable games. But they're excellent. They're excellent if you want to try. If you want to find those, they are definitely, and they run on modern hardware. They're really awesome. So if you want to find those, they have good manuals too. They're both excellent. If you want a kind of a turn-based air combat World War II game, so good. Sorry to derail, but I figured you had played those, so I wanted to know if these Sid Meier games were even anywhere near on the same level. And it sounds like they're not, which is fine. You know,
by far not on the same level. I mean, Over the Reich and Achtung Spitfire were hardcore war games in comparison to the Ace Patrol games.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good. Sorry. I could talk about those games for days. Go ahead. Sorry.
And the last game I've played again a lot, and that's also in preparation of the upcoming DLC, was Bannerlord. It's probably the best game of this type around.
Which game? I'm sorry.
This is Mountain Blade 2, Bannerlord.
Oh, Bannerlord. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people love that one. I worry it might be a little too sandboxy for me. That's why I haven't dived into it. But it looks fascinating. I'll probably get it when it's on deep sale at some point.
Okay, that was about the games I did play over the past months, basically, and my mental health and all the other things. Let's put it that way. It's okay.
Oh, that's good.
Good. And that's it for me.
I think okay-ish may be the best we can all hope for right now. You know what I mean? I think if someone says they're doing really well, they're in a different reality than the rest of us. You know,
or a different continent, but
they're on the disc world while we're on this world.
Fair enough. I prefer that. I'm not sure if I prefer Ankh-Morpork to this place, but it's starting to become a tough call.
You know what? It's right now. I don't know, man. I mean, folks, if you haven't read the Discworld books, by the way, fucking fantastic. Holy, I'm going through the series for the first time right now, and it is so good. Oh my god. Definitely worth it if you like British comedy, because my god.
I was talking to my editor last week. She said, "You don't write murders well enough. I want this chapter rewritten." And it's like she's holding this over, finishing the book over my head. She said, "I want you to read the Discworld books first."
Ooh, what did she say?
I mean, that's good advice.
Did she specifically say which ones, or just the Discworld books?
She sent me a list.
Ooh, exciting. I'm going through, like I said, I'm going through the series for the first time. We have a book club, and I think about 20 some books in. There's about 40. There's a little more than 40 of them, and I'm about 20 some in. And some of the early ones aren't that great, but once he finds his flow, just my god, he's a fucking genius who we lost too soon. My god.
He points out that the main character's kind of like got a sarcastic sense of humor, like you.
Okay, hang on. It depends on the books, because there's no. It depends on the books you're reading, who the main character is. Can you tell me which one of the books? I'm actually curious. Can you tell me which one?
I have not been down the list yet. My book is on it. My list is on Facebook, and I made Facebook difficult for me to access on purpose because I was spending way too much time on it.
That's fair. But yeah, like the main character varies. So I would be interested to see which books you got recommended, because I haven't read all of them yet, but I would like to see that list. Yeah.
If I can find it again, I'll send it to you.
Anyway, sorry to derail, but I could talk about Discworld all day too, even though I haven't read all of them yet, but I've read enough now to go like, holy shit, these are amazing. And yeah, Ankh-Morpork Park is a dark place, but man, tough. It's at least you have the watch there. You know what I mean? Anyway. So, Jacob, how are you doing and what are you playing?
Well, I'm alive, slowly chewing through university.
How's that going?
Not great, not terrible. Have to do a couple retakes, but I think I'm still going, as in I'm still in the university.
Good.
As for what I've been playing, things have been interesting because, well, a couple of things have happened. I mentioned Path of Exile 2 a couple times, and I remain vindicated in recommending you and the chat to wait a bit because the most recent patch is kind of garbage.
No, I've seen murmurings of that on my various forums. People are really.
I'm not surprised because that thing had a knock-on effect everywhere.
Yeah, people are
Long
really
story
upset.
short, it's clear that there is the common joke about the vision, and it's clear that the developers want to make a specific kind of action RPG, but that doesn't really work either with the genre or with how they're doing it. Because they're trying to kind of merge a Souls-like and an ARPG.
No. And
they did it badly.
For the love of God, no. That's a terrible... the problem is that a lot of Souls-like games are getting called ARPGs these days, which just confuses the hell out of me. But
yes, but they're trying to. They clearly were inspired by that but then they also didn't realize a lot of the stuff that makes the Souls games actually good and fun to play and interesting. Basically, you're playing with a Souls-like character against enemies from an action RPG.
Oh,
and you just kind of die.
No.
It sounds exactly as bad and annoying as you think it does.
God, that's like, oh, Jesus. Oh.
So I've decided to just sort of move off to something else and see if the game turns out better in the long run.
Oh, I hope so. Because, I mean, when I look at video of it, speaking of Path of Exile 2, side note, did you hear about this whole Elon Musk thing? Did you hear about all that?
All right, that he played Path of Exile, didn't know how to mute private chats, so everyone like roasted him, and he still sucks at it and doesn't know how it works.
Oh, he's terrible at it, and he got like people were like, "You're going to die alone," you know. It's like. And he rage quit. Oh, just wonderful. just wonderful.
Yeah. I've just decided to keep my distance for my own sanity. And I decided to try out Last Epoch, which is a game that I
saw you bought that. And I want to know what you think of it.
Yes. So far, I'm getting it. The big thing is it is getting a big chunky update in a week. So that's going to change a lot of things. But also, from what I played it's okay.
Yeah, I've put several hours into it myself, and it's an enjoyable ARPG. It needs some balancing work here and there, or some tweaking.
And then I bounced back to Inquisitor Martyr. Because of course. It was bound to happen sooner or later. Yeah, no, I just came back to Inquisitor Martyr because it has so much of the stuff I wanted in it in an action RPG, including a lot of big guns.
Yes, the gunplay is.
Besides that, Monster Hunter Wilds runs like garbage, but I love it.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear it runs like garbage.
I don't know how they managed to optimize it this poorly, but everything else but the optimization is brilliant.
I've tried getting into 3 or 4 different versions of Monster Hunter on different platforms, and it doesn't click with me. I wish it would.
Fair enough.
I've tried, and something about the having to dodge any game where I have to time dodging and weaving and parrying, I can't do it. I can't do it. You know?
Fair enough.
It's weird. I can fight a whole squadron of starfighters by myself, no problem. But when I have to dodge or parry one guy with a sword, nope. Absolutely useless.
Couldn't tell you why. I'm not a neurologist.
No, I don't know either. But I tried it on the 3DS, I tried it on the Switch, and I tried it on the PC. And every time I'm just like, no, this isn't for me. But I'm really glad they're there for people. And there's so many of them too. It's kind of great. There's so many of them.
Okay, on PC there's 3, but yeah, it's a very long going series.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's like if you have a Switch or a 3DS, you can have like a dozen Monster Hunters going if you want to. But yeah, so it's not well. Is this the new one that you're trying to play? Is this the one that just came out?
Wilds, yes.
Hopefully they patch that stuff into behaving.
Fingers crossed.
That sucks. It's always sad when a good console game gets a bad PC port. You think they'd do better at that, because there's a lot of money in PC gaming you think they'd do a better job at that.
Yeah. Besides that, outside of ARPGs, mostly been playing Xenonauts 2 because it's still getting updates, getting nearish to release, and it's still very good.
That game frightens me. I'm going to be perfectly honest. It scares me.
I don't blame you.
I look at it. I have a copy. I haven't touched it because it scares the crap out of me. It literally does.
I will say it is less of a nightmare than the original XCOM games. That's not saying much.
That's not saying much, but I have played the original XCOM games, and I didn't do too horribly badly at them, so that's actually kind of encouraging.
Yeah, I mean, what it is essentially an attempt at like creating a more modern version of the XCOM series from people who either disliked Firaxis' Enemy Unknown or liked it but didn't think it was close enough to the original. And of course, I played the hell out of the first game and thought it was very good. And game 2 seems like a straight upgrade.
That's good. Good. Yeah, I probably will play it once it hits 1.0, because they were nice enough to send me a key, and I'm just like, if I play this, I'm going to. Yeah, but so did Horace, right? And they just send me keys because they're wonderful. They just send me all the keys, and they're great.
All right, the Hooded Horse are like probably some of the best publishers we had recently.
Oh, they're so great. They're the nicest people, and they're just picking up a really great stable, I know, of games. But they just send me a key for everything they make, and I'm like, thank you. But I worry that if I don't wait till it's like properly done, I'll make the game look bad. That's why I haven't streamed it yet. And I'll embarrass myself as well. So I'm just waiting on that one. Go ahead.
It has a baby mode difficulty slider, don't worry.
Oh, that's always nice. It looks fascinating, and it looks like they're doing everything right with it. It just terrifies me. It just literally terrifies me.
I don't blame you.
Well, that's a good spate of games right there. David, what are you playing and how are you doing?
Well, first of all, how I'm doing is, I'm feeling a little bit stressed. Had a phone call today with, I don't know how I should translate this thing to English, but yeah, my psychiatrist told me that I should call this person for a meetup for helping me contact our agencies and stuff, like helping me out communicate or something like that. But it wasn't quite that. So, yeah, I'm really confused. So mostly mostly stressed, confused, and still haven't found a job. But I did see one rather interesting application or an advert last week, Friday actually, who I actually called before my IT course last year, 2023 to 2024. And they were like, "Oh yeah, search, try to apply for us after that course." And yeah, that actually popped up last week. So yeah, I am not expecting them to send out the response, but when they say a junior IT tech, then I have slightly higher hopes than nothing. So yeah,
You got to at least put yourself out there. You did everything you could. You know, I mean, that's all. That's all it is. Is you did what you needed to do.
Yeah, exactly. So, other than that, well, yesterday I replaced the railing for our stairs to the house here. The railing had been sitting there. It's a combination of tree and metals, and the tree had rotted down quite a bit. So yeah, you could see the metal underneath and stuff.
Oh,
So we had to replace that. Those planks have been sitting there for about 40 years. Those are older than me. So yeah, I replaced them yesterday.
nice.
So I also sandpapered them a little bit today, and it feels nice to do something kind of physical, I suppose. I wouldn't call myself a handyman. That's my middle brother. He's that guy. So if you need something built, yeah, just call him.
It probably gives you it probably gives you a sense of accomplishment. That's nice to have.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's nice to see my parents already really happy about seeing, well, that freaking railing being fixed after all this time, because it has deteriorated quite a bit over the last year. So, yeah, it was about time. Probably too late, but yeah, it's done.
Good.
Now, to gaming, though. I have a couple of things to talk about. So I'm going to go first with Ville Kallio.
What is it?
You bastard from Finland. You bastard. No, I shouldn't call him a bastard. It's the developer of Cruelty Squad and Psycho Patrol R. The consumer soft products developer. I did pick up Psycho Patrol R, and I'm feeling very torn on his new game. A lot of people are trying to compare it to Cruelty Squad, and this is not Cruelty Squad. It's absolutely not Cruelty Squad. It is not featuring lots of it doesn't have any flashy graphics from what I've seen so far. I've seen some people have been writing about it and a few loud noises that can give you tinnitus or something like that. But it is weird, and he has faced quite a bit of criticism for his last game, but it looks like the thing, well, at last I checked on the Steam store page, the reviews are going back up. They were dropping for quite a while, and yeah, I think it's probably deserved, because we don't know what kind of game this is. It is an immersive sim, but it's also Cruelty Squad 1.5, basically. It's a weird amalgam of game.
Can you put a link in the chat, please?
Yeah, sure. Stand by.
I would like to see this.
So, first of all, there's mechs in this game. We also have a ammo budget economy, just like an Armored Core. So the more you shoot, the more you have to pay out your expenses. So you can actually end up in debt.
What?
By shooting too much. Yeah, it is very, very, I suppose, anti-capitalist message, whatever. So yeah, it is an interesting game, but I think it needs some time. Mostly what I have issue is that you are supposed to talk with NPCs. The problem is that you never know if an NPC is friendly or not until they pull out a gun. And I'm not kidding when I'm saying that you die in the beginning from one shot. It doesn't matter how much armor you have. It doesn't matter how much health you have. You will die if you get shot even once. So if you have enemies that are having automatic rifles and machine guns and stuff, you're going to be turned into mincemeat right away. And Ville also decided to, well, since we have Jacob here talking about Dark Souls before here, he has carried over something from Dark Souls in Psycho Patrol R. When you die, you drop all your money in a specific place, and then you have to backtrack when you respawn and pick that up.
No.
If you die on the way back there, it vanishes forever. So yeah, that is a mechanic I'm not vibing with at all. So
I'm gonna be honest. I was trying to play Elden Ring because I heard it was an easier type of game like that to get into, and that's that is the thing that killed it for me. Was when you die.
That is incorrect.
What? That's the easier game.
Elden Ring. Okay, no, Elden Ring is easier if you know what you're doing. It's a game that's easier to cheese.
Oh, see, I didn't know I was doing. So I was like, I was gonna run around.
It's not it's a game that's more difficult to brute force. And I know how you play games, Brian.
Yeah, I found out I love open world games, and I found out it wasn't for me. But it was that particular thing you just mentioned, David, where when you die, all your shit gets dropped. And you got to run back and get it. And no, I don't have that kind of patience.
And yeah, Cruelty Squad didn't have that mechanic, so it is very, very surprising to see it here, especially with the game being as punishing as it is. That you die in one shot. So yeah, and you may ask, but you have your mech, David. Can't you surely just destroy people? Yeah, you can. But remember when I talk about the ammo economy? Yeah, the ammunition for the mech costs way more than your handheld guns, as expected. So yeah, you shouldn't shoot too much with a mech. But yeah, I'd say let it cook for a while, and I'll report back later. I did pass the 2-hour refund mark, so yeah, I can't really refund the game anymore. So I am locked in. So, but yeah, I'll check in on the game from time to time. But I would absolutely say right now it's not worth $40. That is absolutely not worth $40. I'm sorry, Billy. It's not. But
oof.
Yeah, I'll support the game anyways. I suppose.
Oof.
All right, the other game that I just want to this took longer to talk about, but yeah, Psycho Patrol R is Psycho Patrol R.
It's fine.
Yeah, the second game is basically just a shout out to Nuclear Option. I played a complete escalation match against the AI, I think last week, and won against the enemy AI. And
nice.
I just gotta say that freaking escalation game mode, god damn it, it's good.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I only played it once, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let this game simmer for a while. But yeah, Nuclear Option. Even the developer of Tiny Combat Arena is like, Nuclear Option is saving flight sims. Like, holy crap!
It is really good.
It's really, really good. Holy shit! It's so good.
And when I'm on the freaking airfield and a nuke drops on my head, I'm not mad. I'm just laughing at the hilarity that the base that I was just spawning at just suddenly disappeared. It turns gray on the minimap next time I'm trying to spawn. Like, why can't I? Oh, that's probably why I can't respawn.
Yeah, because there's a mushroom cloud on top of it now.
So yeah, it is a horrible weapon to mess around with, but yeah, it is kind of hilarious how you have access to these kind of insane weapons in Nuclear Option. So yeah, it's a fun time.
Oh yeah.
But I am having some issue with setting up a good Xbox controller setup because I'm not too keen on pulling up my freaking HOTAS setup right now, especially with my current desk setup where my computer is standing here. On
you don't have it. You don't have it just right there, ready whenever you need it. What's wrong?
No,
man?
I do not.
I'm kidding.
So yeah, but yeah, just a shout out to Nuclear Option. It's great. So
yes,
all right,
it's
time. It's time. I don't have like one of those news flashes, breaking news. Jingles. It is time for Star Citizen news, ladies and gentlemen.
What did they do this time?
I'm settled. All
right.
If I had a seatbelt, I would be buckling it. Go.
Featuring your concierge level member level David here. So okay, first of all, they have made a new sandbox event. A sandbox event is something that's gonna occur every time you log into the game that you can take part in if you feel like it. It is meant to be a PvE event, but it's more play like a PvPvE event. You can't trick me there, CIG. I see what you're doing. You're just trying to bring in the freaking conflict zones or contested zones from Pyro into Stanton. So, yeah, I'm going to stay clear of that event. Speaking of that event, so this event is actually a mining event. You're supposed to do mining to proceed and and collect resources for a ongoing story that's going on in the background. Yeah, there's a story, and this is a story playing out right now. It's a story. Yeah, we don't really care, Chris. Come on. So there's a huge problem with this event. You have to go through I think it's probably a 3-hour trip to launch a. It is pretty cool. I recommend you look it up on YouTube. But you have to activate a orbital mining laser that will shoot down into one of the moons in the Stanton system to open up a cave featuring very, very rare minerals that you have to mine for this event, and then head them into research or whatever, and then get paid the Alpha UEC. Then let me tell you this: you can't mine these rocks because your mining laser goes right through them. They don't have any hitboxes, so this event is completely broken.
What? How do you make rocks that don't function as rocks in a video game?
God damn it.
It's so nice. Look at them. They haven't made a mining event. Let's do some mining. Mining doesn't work. Well, okay, but screw it then. So when I've been watching those news, I decided let's do some ship mining instead, because I know I can do that at least. Ship mining is a little bit different from planet mining, so you'll have to find rocks either floating out in space or find mining deposits on planet. Fine. All right, so let's mine this rock. Okay, nice. Okay, let's go back to refinery, refine these goods, because you have like a EVE Online refinery in Star Citizen when I have picked up ores that you have to refine. And that can take something from 24 hours to maybe at best 9 hours or something like that. Or, well, it may be faster, but it's going to cost more as well. So, yeah, profits will probably not as high. So, let's go mining. And then set this to cook for about 9 hours. And I guess I'll just unload these the next morning and go to sell all these materials. Guess what? Next morning. Okay, let's retrieve this from the refinery and place it on my ship. Nice. Okay, let's go sell. Let's go sell on this trade station that I have to take this damn freaking transported subway transit. My brain. Okay. Okay. So you end up at the trading terminal, and then you press the little button and notice I can't sell anything from my ship. That's weird, but I saw a bunch of boxes on my ship. Let's go back to my ship, because you can also unload your materials and place it on the cargo elevator because they're physicalized cargo. So I think that ability that, I just rip off the cargo down from the ship and then put it on the elevator, and then I can sell it from this city instead. So we can get that out of the way. Okay, let's take that goddamn transit back to the ship. That's just gonna take about 10 minutes. Okay, so we're back to the ship.
Wait, hang on. You're on a transport to and from the ship that takes 10 minutes.
Nah, probably not 10 minutes, but you have to do some walking as well. In between, so, yeah. But it's for immersion's sake, Brian. Don't you get it? It's for immersion. So, yeah. Then I get back to my ship. I call it up. Let's pull out the tractor beam tool and pull off these boxes. They have fused to the ship.
What?
I can't pull them off the cargo grid.
What?
So they're not existing, and I can't pull them off. So that was about probably, since I had them cooking for about 9 hours, and then, looking for the rocks for about 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's probably more than 11 hours of gameplay just completely wasted for absolutely no monetary gain. What about that, people? What about that? So yeah, that is your Star Citizen news for today.
14 years of development, everyone.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
And they can't make rocks work.
And it's still an alpha.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I got more news for you next time 411 goes online. Because guess what? I tried to be a good boy and actually report these bugs to the issue council, because how you report bugs to CIG is not that you set a request for, I found a bug in the game. You have to go through a separate issue council forum
Wait,
thing where I have to
An
create a
issue
thread.
council? Is this fucking Rome? What the fuck? An issue council?
Yes, it is actually a thing, I suppose. So yeah, I'm trying to be a good boy. Trying to search for if anyone have faced the same issue. Okay, let's look there. Oh look, there it is. Let's take some screenshots and post it there to that thread so everybody have some more evidence. All right, let's check back to this thread tomorrow. So some more posts have been entered there, and I see that it has been switched to confirmed, which means that CIG might look into it. Okay, good. They might actually look into it. 3 hours later that day, it was switched to fixed. I immediately boot up the game and see if I can pull off these boxes off my ship that I talked about was bugged. No, it was not fixed. Also, after that, about 2 hours later, I returned to take a look at that ticket again. And then it has a little blurb under that little fix there that says, fix in 411. I'm playing 410 right now. So it's going to be for the next patch in the future. It's just a couple of weeks away. Yeah, okay. I feel like I'm going to have a brain aneurysm soon talking about Star Citizen. So, yeah. There's one more game I want to talk about. I see that we have approached the 1 hour mark. And
it's fine. We can go a little over. It's okay.
All right. So, I don't like trendy games. I'm very, very against looking at the popular YouTubers saying that, oh, this is the coolest game right now. You should play it. And then they make a bunch of live streams or stuff and try to, I guess they say glaze the game. Do you say it like that? Like they try to praise the game or something like that? Is that the correct term? I don't know.
Praise?
Is it?
I guess hype would be better in that case.
Hype, hype is probably a better term. Yeah. That's what we're all doing, basically. We're all hype men. We're all trying to hype our games. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so this game is called Schedule 1.
Yeah.
What the hell is Schedule 1 even? What is that name even? I have no idea. I was talking about this game.
It's substances that are illegal.
Yeah, it's a class.
Yes,
it's a class of illegal substance. I don't know if it's a worldwide thing, but I know it's an America thing.
It's a US classification. Other countries have equivalents because there's different levels of how bad a thing is.
Right.
Or of how bad the law says a thing is.
Right.
Yeah. But I gotta say, I am super impressed with what a single developer, I mean, he has gotten some support with, I guess, music and some slight voice acting in the game, but mostly overall, this is a solo dev project. And having about, I think I'm almost, what am I? I think I am something 14, 15 hours in, and I can clearly see that you can easily get at least 30 hours out of this game. I am super impressed. There are so many mechanics, so fiddly, small, unnecessary details that you can fiddle around with, such as, imagine this in a lot of games when I have storage, like you can place down the chest or whatever, and then put stuff in the chest. Here you have shelves. You can actually see what is on the shelf right away. It's not like you have to open up the shelf and see what's on the shelf. All items that are put on the shelf will be visible, which is really cool. So everything's very tactile and, I guess, diegetic, you can call it. It is very much in universe, wherever you do. So, yeah. It also has some automation elements as well. You can build relations. I mean, it's mostly related for selling your products with all the townspeople in the town and stuff. But it looks like Tyler, the developer, has some big plans for the game. Even opening up a pawn shop as of next update that is as of yesterday in testing right now on the open beta branch. And even that has a separate minigame, which I super impressed just seeing in the flesh. Like, okay, it could just have been as simple as, oh, I want to resell my packaging station, and then press sell. I guess I've been too used to Star Citizen all this damn time or stuff like that. But no, it's actually a haggling minigame where you have to handle his temperament, and yeah, you can haggle up or down. Or there's even a casino in the game where you can lose all your money.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
I mean,
it also has some co-op.
I've seen a lot of murmuring about schedule one because it's very popular right now. And from what I understand, it's deserved. Its popularity is well deserved because apparently it's an excellent game, like you just said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Apparently, it's so popular that another similar game is suing them, claiming that they stole their idea or some stupid.
Which isn't, that's not legally.
That's not how that works. That's not how any of that works. So, yeah.
And besides also Movie Games SA and their under developers, just like how Playway operates, they have just bought a shit ton of store-bought assets and haven't really done anything. Mechanics, maybe. But this thing that Tyler made is completely handmade, which also probably is why I was put off by the game at first glance. Like, oh, it looks so silly. But no, there is a lot of passion behind this project, I gotta say. So I'm expecting a lot of Breaking Bad memes popping off soon.
I tried to get into that show. I couldn't do it. None of the characters were likable, and I'm just like, yeah, I can't do that.
That is a dark one for sure.
Yeah, I don't do dark. So it sounds like we're playing a good variety of things, and we're barely hanging on. That's what it sounds like, and that seems about right.
It's firmly in the not great, not terrible spot, but in the Chernobyl sense.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, friends. Next week, we're going to return to our replayability topic. I wanted to break it up because we hadn't done a check-in in a while. So last week, we talked about the games that like embody replayability for us. Next week, we're going to talk about the games we have replayed the most over our gaming careers. And in that, hopefully open up a larger discussion about replayability. Because it's such a broad topic, we have to kind of start from a simple point and broaden it from there. And tomorrow, we're going to return to Jumpgate unless something comes out. So that'll do it for today. Have a great day, everyone. Be safe, be well, take care of each other. Please get your shots if you haven't already. I just found out that the shingles vaccine has some very positive side effects. So get on that. So get all your shots, wear your masks. Thank you as always to our patrons who help pay for things like Restream, which is very expensive. And don't forget to wear your helmet. We'll see you back here tomorrow, everyone. Have a great one. Bye-bye.